All right, all right. So hopefully you guys can hear me. I know it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been here. It's been a while. So, um, with that said, like, subscribe, Levi Apparel. While we're doing all this, let me get things set up so I can be able to hear and see what's going on. Cause technically right now I don't see anything. Um, you guys are watching me, and I don't know what's going on. But while we get prepared, as usual, YouTube is probably not gonna advertise me to the other networks, so I gotta do it myself. Check out. Hold on 1 second. Okay, live now. I like that. That was a happy face. Okay, what is today's date? What is today's date? Today is, I believe, 11, 12. Yesterday I almost had the channel. I mean, I almost had the show. I don't know, what is this called? Like, is this a podcast? I don't think it's a podcast because it's not listed as podcast. So, oh, also my voice is gonna change a little bit. Gonna seem a little bit deeper, going through something. So I had to take some time off. But it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, now let's share it in the group. All right, cool, cool, cool. So, live now. Give support. Okay, 11/25. Oh, 12/25. Posts. All right, so there it is. There it is. Oh man. Yo, today it's been an interesting day. Oh snap. Christopher Mark. Nice, nice. It's snowing right now outside. It's crazy. It's crazy. Give me a few seconds, guys. I'm just getting myself situated. Make sure people know what's going on. They're checking the channel. Um, where else can I go? Where else can I go? Share friends and family. Live. In case you're wondering about the website, it's coming up soon. Okay, live now. Check it out. Bam, with a link below. Blow. Once I'm done with that, then I'll convene on what we were talking, what's new and what a couple people. There it is. Almost there, almost there, almost there. What in the world? Alright, it is what it is. Let's get it started. There should be some people popping up soon. Should be some people popping up soon. Alright. So like I said, YouTube is not all that helpful in like sharing what's going on. So I gotta do my due diligence to yeah, I gotta do my due diligence to get things started by advertising myself. So it is what it is, right? We've been having some good people on. So first, let me give you guys an applause. I gave some time, and I noticed people are still watching, and a lot of people are joining in. So, with that said, like, subscribe, and as usual, whew, I got a lot for you guys today. Go to the web real quick. So, thank you again for showing up. I appreciate you. My name is Whiskey Pierre Lewis. Like and subscribe if you like what you're watching. And thank you again for joining me on this journey that we're trying to do. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do like a daily, like where we just come in and we talk and we just, watch some videos, do some reviews, talk about some new stuff. So today I'm gonna do a little bit change in the lineup, right? A little change in the lineup. Just a little bit. Why? Because I got multiple channels. I'm gonna change the background soon. And as I'm getting things ready to do that, I want to be able to just talk about things right here, switch up the background, talk about some other stuff. So yeah, at the end of the day, oh, tired. Yeah, at the end of the day, I want to grow. I have multiple channels, and I'm doing a lot of things, and I've been seeing you guys show up, and I appreciate it. All right, so let me get myself set up here. All right, let's get this started. Come on, baby. Let's go. hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. While I get things ready, I'm just waiting for people to just show up. So I'm gonna give a few minutes, then I'm just go head on and just get started. Whether you're here or not, you can catch on the replay. You feel me? Yeah, baby. Come on, come on, come on. I'm just gonna search for it. Dang it. Okay, cool. There we go. Bam. Bam. Yeah, baby. Come on. Come on. Alright, cool, 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 cool. Alright, so let's do compose, my nigga. Compose. There it is. Paste that. Bam. Let's get the subject. Why is the reaction time so slow? Come on. Numbers don't work. Oh. 25. 25. Let's go. Save. Let's go to drive and pick that up. We almost there. Calm down. Calm down. You getting restless? I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. All right. So what do we start with first? First, let's go to Wyclif Jean. All right, as we get the video started, I like to say to everybody, give me a minute while I get this set up. Yep, it's set. All right, let's do our little thing where I'm on the side as usual. Bam, bam. So like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Let's see if this is working. Come on, baby. Get me going. Get me going. Get me going. All right. So yeah. All right. Cool. So like, subscribe, Levi Apparel. I appreciate you. All right. So another day, another beautiful video. We got Wyclif on the scene with crypto's number one, well, one of the number one companies, and an amazing anchor, right? So let's get it started. All right, let's pan off. Bam, there we go. Fuzziness hasn't started yet. You know I hate the fuzzy.
Joining us.
Hey girl, I can see your body moving and it's driving me crazy.
Wow. I never got that kind of welcome before.
I have to remix it.
I love it. And thank you so much for joining us. You're obviously joining us today from the FinTech event Money 2020 in Las Vegas.
All right, it says, Circle taps Wyclif Jean as global culture advisor. Sorry about that. I don't know why I put culture in there. So, yeah, Wyclif is doing it big. He's doing it big. Mr. Jean, Monsieur Jean, he doing big. Listen, I grew up listening to Wyclif, and I'm proud for him. I'm happy that he's having that much leverage. By the way, Circle is big. Circle is big. They're about to blow up once these cryptos go through the roof. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Mm.
Where Circle
Yeah.
announced a partnership with you, Grammy Award-winning artist and producer Wyclef Jean. The goal?
Yeah.
To bring stablecoin innovation to the world stage. Now, Wyclef, a lot of people, including myself, know who you are because of your impressive music career. You were a founding member of the popular hip-hop group The Fugees and went on to produce more hit songs, collaborating with artists like Shakira and Carlos Santana. Of course, everyone knows the songs Hips Don't Lie and Maria Maria. Well, now we're seeing you collaborate with the stablecoin issuer Circle. Quite the shift from music. What made you want to team up with Circle specifically, and why stablecoins?
Well, that's a great question, but I think that it's not really a shift. It's just that those records are very loud. They just hard to beat, right? When you got Hips Don't Lie, Maria Maria, when you got the Fugees to score, you're not paying attention to the fact that I bought a remittance company before I was 30 in Haiti called Bobby Express. So one of my early
That's one thing I like about Wycliffe. Like, people don't understand, he invests in his people, man. Right? You know, he's from Haiti, better known as Haiti, in America and most places, right? We don't pronounce the H, so it's IT to us, right? Ayiti. That's pretty much how it would be spelled out. But anyways. At the end of the day, we need more people like this guy. We need more people like this guy to innovate and grow the country, both here and in the islands of where he's from. Like, if more, and the funny thing is, there's so many more people like this guy, millionaires, billionaires, who knows, soon to be trillionaires, as people from IT of different locations, right? Haiti, in other words. So, and being from there myself, it's my guy right there. That's my guy, right? So yeah, so we hope he grows. Listen, I'm rooting for him. He tried to run for president before. He got basically blackballed, if I could use another word. You know what I mean? They didn't see his promise for his people and what he wanted to do. And at the end of the day, I feel like he would have brought a lot of innovation. But you know what? At the end of the day, he didn't get it, and hey, it probably might have been a good thing, because as soon as it was over, there was a disaster that happened in IT, and this thing, they would have blamed him. They would have blamed him for it, and they would have asked him to do more, and yada yada. And next thing you know, his name would have gone under. But yeah, so he took a hit, but at the end of the day, he's still helping. There's other ways you can help grow a nation, a people. Sometimes it may be just influencing them, letting them see what you've done, your accomplishments, and then other people are inspired, and they do good too.
investments as my days was how money is moved from the States to my country back in the day was of interest. So coming from Haiti, I'm from a rural area out of Quadebouquet called Le Serre. So all I remember was like just literally being in that village and waiting to see what my mama gonna send me from New York City. So being on this side of the village and then moving to America, getting that American dream and being on the side of the diaspora and understanding what it's like to be in these third world countries or islands and waiting for that transfer to come. It's not no joke. So for me, I get to relive my Bobby Express days in a different form now with USDC. You know what I mean?
And why did you specifically want to work with Circle?
Because at the end of the day, looking at everything that everybody else is doing, I think I'm going to give you a word. It's called culture currency. economical freedom. And I think that out of everybody that I see doing it, I think that Circle represents my brand. It fits perfect for the idea of economical freedom. You know, think about this. Every day I'm on stage all over.
One crypto I believe that's being used right now for digital currency for IT, I believe it's H bar, right? That's what I've heard from friends and stuff. And I hear they're doing good with it. So it is what it is.
The world, and everyone is seeing billions of views and all of that. But think about this: 1.3 billion people don't have access to the economical tools. So my job is to lead them to the water. So imagine if I could convert all these hits now into financial literacy, right? So I think that combining with Circle, I'm excited about that.
That's a great point. And the announcement marks the beginning of this strategic partnership to spotlight communities around the world using stablecoin technology while incorporating storytelling and performance, as you noted, Wyclef. Well, Cash, what made Circle want to work with Wyclef on this initiative, and how will this partnership work to execute Circle's mission of raising global economic prosperity through the frictionless exchange of value?
On one hand, the technology matters, ensuring that you have infrastructure that enables billions of people around the world to have access to the financial tools that Wyclef was talking about. And Circle and many others have been building in this space to ensure that happens. We're quite proud of what we've been able to do with USCC, but it's not just
Hold on.
technology.
Man, Circle is doing it, man. They doing it. They doing it. Y'all hope nothing but success for them. I pray Most High bless them so they can grow. You know what I mean?
It's about storytelling. And we think there's an opportunity, certainly with regulation and more and more countries being accepted of digital assets, there's an opportunity to shine a light on these use cases that Wyclef is talking about. And what if crypto wasn't necessarily known for speculation and meme coins and charts, but more known for the value it can bring people around the world, whether it's the ability to hold money, send money securely, and build economic freedom and build communities. That's really what we're trying to do with Circle. That's the kind of story that we want to tell. And there's no better person to tell these kinds of stories with than with Wyclef. He's lived through this growing up. He has an interest in economic freedom. And so that's why we're quite excited about shining a light on these stories and changing the narrative about blockchain and crypto in order for it to truly go mainstream.
And expanding on that, Wyclef, as you mentioned, you were born in Haiti. Your roots and humanitarian efforts apparently got the attention of Circle, which now tapped you as the company's global culture advisor. Together, you'll spotlight real stories of people using stablecoins around the world, from small business owners to cross-border workers. Through storytelling, performance, and community engagement, you'll demonstrate how stablecoins can help drive global prosperity. What are you most looking forward to achieving in your new role as global culture advisor? And how can your upbringing help with that?
Well, the thing is, in my village, I'm a dream. So when a child.
That's right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's right. That's right. All right. So he said something heavy that you guys miss, right? When you come from a place where it seems like it's desolate, there's no hope, the only thing you can do is just have a dream, a vision, and then you bring that to reality. So he's expounding on the fact that he started from nothing, and now look at him. Look at him. Let's give him another applause, man. Come on, baby. Come on.
Looks at me that's like 5 or 6 years old. He's like, I want to be like Wyclef Jean. And my job literally now is to provide him or her the ability now with the tools at a very young age to actually understand what generational wealth can look like, right? I always said when I was young, I really didn't want you to give me none. I just wanted you to invest in me, make me a partner, show me how to do it, give me the tools to do it. So what I'm most excited about is there's going to be millions and millions of Wyclef Jeans and Miss Lauren Hills all over the world now that at a very young age, they're going to have their wallet and they're going to learn how to build generational wealth.
That's right. That's right.
And I can't wait to see that. So what's next? Cash, what can people expect from Circle and Wyclef as it relates to this new partnership? What kind of immersive content is in the works? And when will this content be available to the masses?
We're working on it. In terms of time, very soon to start seeing more and more content with Wyclef, docuseries, video content, podcasts, blog posts. And what's exciting about this is a true partnership. Wyclef is now part of Circle. We're working on this together, building economic opportunities and freedom, and sharing stories. And so this is a multi-year opportunity for us to work together, and it'll expand beyond that. And so you'll expect to see what I just mentioned, video content, concerts, really about financial literacy. And we're really excited to work with Wyclef to get this going.
And I understand it's going to start to get going in 2026. Is that accurate?
Yes, you'll start to see more formal announcements in 2026, but I wouldn't sleep on that in the 2025 either.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Let's pan off back to me. Let's pan off back to me. Yo, this is some good news, man. This is some good news. This is some good news. Bam. Bam. So yeah, that was Wyclef Jean. Wyclef Jean, you know? So yeah, I pray that he has nothing but success, because his success is our people's success. So, and ultimately his success and his family's success too. So that was Wyclef, and with Circle. Circle is definitely going beyond the borders, going beyond the looks, the complexion. What else could I say? That means minority, majority. Like anybody who wants to succeed, they go to Circle, they get their crypto. You never know what can happen. You never know what can happen. And I mean, just being able to work with artists like that, it means that Circle is definitely doing something right. They're doing something right. All right, cool. That was Circle with Wyclef Jean, and the fact that he joined in, he tapped in, and now they have him as a culture advisor to help out. So yeah, he's very. A lot of people don't realize Wyclef is very influential. He knows a lot of people, so they got money, money. So let's go, let's go. Let's give him an applause again. That's my guy right there, right? Fuji's, all that. Shoot, I still listen. Alright, it is what it is. Alright. So we're gonna go to the next one. Just give me a minute. Let's go to the next one. Give me a quick second. I'm checking to see if I have enough space. Oh snap, there was some stuff I didn't remove. Let's get them out of the way. Bam. Bam, bam, bam. Did I post those? I think I did. Well, oh well. Alright, so right now I'm just removing some stuff. I'm on the laptop. So give me a quick second. Alright. And also, I'm watching myself. Yo, most of these videos, I realize, you know what? I can do the live here and then repost them on my other channels. It is what it is. And then eventually I'll change background, do some monkeying around and all that stuff. And I'll get it done, right? So with that said, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Alright, what is next? What is next? Alright, let's go to gold. Let's talk about some gold. Let's talk about some gold. Let's mute this first. Shoot, mute this first. Oh, come on, baby. Alright, as usual, guys. As usual, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for coming back. Come on. Is this? Give me a minute. I gotta set up the camera. Alright. Is it better now? I'm like in slow motion right now. I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. Alright. Okay. Oh, Jay's in the house. What up, Jay? What's going on, Jay? You're gonna like this one. You're gonna like this one. Alright. Let me blow this up and then we can get it going. We can get it going. Alright. Looks like we have Anton Daniels already on. The Ton Man. Alright. Okay. Alright, guys. So, there's been a lot. Okay. So, a lot has happened while this government shutdown has been happening, right? So, in the background, a lot of you guys don't realize that China's been prepping itself. So, the US currency right now, currently, is going down, right? But we're fighting for it. Right? There's been a lot of implementation that's happened as far as like the US investing in certain things, certain stocks, certain companies to help boost, I guess, the money, to help boost the country and to make sure that we have a dominancy when it comes to currency. Hey, listen, they say money talks, bull. I'm talking about the stock market, right? Bull, the bull walks, right? I'll just say it. Money talks, bullshit walks, right? So, as this is happening, a lot of people don't realize that China has been fighting hard and they've been doing a good job. But the issue is convincing countries to come over and invest with them. So, with that said, let me pan over to this and show you what's going on. But man, ooh-wee, another channel. No, I mean, say another show, another transition. Bam, there we go. All right, I'm excited because my good friend Jay is here. So, just trying to get things situated. But let's get it going. All right. So everything I'm talking about, as usual, I always do footnotes. I pin descriptions in the video. So if you notice, like, hey, why is it that I'm watching half of this? It looks like he has on the cursor right there. It's not even fully done with the video. So what I try not to do is watch all of the video and commentate on all the video. Now the reason why is because, hey, people work hard to create their videos. I want them to have the ability to just captivate you. So even though I'm not gonna play all of the video, go to their channel, click on the link, and you know, give them a like, let them know, hey, I sent you, and all right, let's get started. Let's get started.
Counts the same as cash or treasuries on a bank's balance sheet. So the theory is that the next step is that gold will be upgraded again to what's called
I had to go back a little bit.
in the world. They just opened a new vault in Hong Kong, and they're building what's called the Gold Corridor.
Okay, the title says China is using gold to replace the US dollar, right? Listen, countries may try, and try as they may, it's gonna be hard to do that. These guys have been monopolizing, capitalizing on growth based on countries using their currency. So I don't think they're gonna go down with a fight. I don't think they're gonna go down. U.S. is not going down, right? But China is definitely trying. Let's go.
Which is this network of vaults across the BRICS countries. And it will allow those countries that hold the yuan to trade them in for physical gold.
That is smart. That is smart. So most people don't trust China holding their gold because, hey, it happened with somebody we know that held the gold, and then they said, hey, we're gonna do what we want. You know what I mean? Per se. I'm not trying to give away too much. You can read in between the lines, right? So, with that said, a lot of people in these countries, these leaders, they were complaining like, hey, why should we let you hold our gold when we did that before and it didn't work out for us? So China's saying, you know what? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to be the only one holding it. The BRIC nations are going to hold it. So that way, if you want your gold back, you can get it back. But they went above and beyond and did something big. So instead of just holding physical gold, just watch.
That gives China's currency something that the dollar lost a long, long time ago. Trust, right? Because gold can't be frozen, can't be printed, it's much harder to debase, and it can't default the same way that treasuries and...
Ooh, look at them babies. Yeah, let's give an applause for that. That gold looks nice. Whoa.
Dollars can. And as of July 2025 of this year, gold has officially been reclassified to what's called a Basel III Tier 1 asset. That means it now counts...
I don't know what that means. I hope he explains.
...the same as cash or treasuries on a bank's balance sheet. So the theory is that the next step is that gold will be upgraded again to what's called an HQLA, a high-quality liquid asset. That one change is going to unlock gold's full potential. That will let countries use it for something called repo and financing, which is the foundation of the entire financial system. China has been systematically solving all the problems that countries had with using their currency. This is a theory of what's about to happen to the world. There's a parallel financial system that's being built right now to compete with dollars. This gold-backed strategy will allow China to build a way to lend and to trade and to develop outside the dollar and outside the West. So in this video, I want to help explain what's happening to gold right now and why, what China's gold corridor actually is, and
yeah, that's crazy. Gold went up like, gold went up the past few months. Nobody knew what was going on, and then obviously this is the reason.
How it works and how it's going to be used to fund the development across the entire world without ever touching the IMF. I'm going to talk about what that means for the US and for the dollar, and especially for investors, because this will affect everything from interest rates to commodities and even Bitcoin. So with that said, let's get into it. Hi, my name is Henri Jick. Hope you're doing well. Come for the finance and stay for the gold. So, before I get into how China's rebuilding the entire financial system, I want to explain the bird's eye view of why the world is even looking at an alternative in the first place. And it really comes down to the idea of trust. The trust that countries used to have in dollars. For example, around 70% of all the global reserves were once stored in US dollars. In other words, countries held their wealth in US treasuries, bonds, right? Because they were considered to be the safest assets on earth. But then that started to change sometime in 2022 because that's when the United States froze about $300 billion worth of Russia's foreign reserves.
And this is where countries are like, whoa, you can do that to Russia? Are you going to do that to us? So there's been scares. So because of that, people are looking at other alternatives, right? Countries are looking at other alternatives to where they can put their money. But at the same time, they're afraid China might do the same thing as the U.S.
Now, regardless of how you feel about that politically,
and to solve that, actually, they actually showed in there that they did solve that. They've backed their money by what they just showed you. Stocks. Well, they're about to show you stocks. And other countries are holding it too, so it's not just them. So there's no way 100% of your money is going to be held. You know? If need be, you need it, then there's other countries that can hold it, release it until it's time for you to get the whole thing.
What it showed to the rest of the world was, if your reserves are held in dollars, they're not really yours to begin with. They can be seized, they can be locked, and we can just turn it off with the click of a button. So countries are like, okay, I have a question. If you can do that to a nuclear power like Russia, what happens then if we disagree with you next, right? So that's why this change started to accelerate, because there was this loss of trust for paper assets. Central banks around the world, especially in what are called emerging markets, started to lower their exposure to U.S. assets, and they started selling off their treasuries, and they started buying gold instead. Slowly at first, but then faster and faster. Check this out. This is fascinating. This is a chart of how much gold China has. For the longest time, you can see it didn't really move anywhere, kind of going sideways. They bought some, they sold some, they bought some, but as soon as President Trump started the tariff threats, the chart explodes, right? China starts publicly accumulating gold and locking it up in their vaults. It's the fastest pace of buying in modern history. It's being done on a scale that's publicly, this is important, publicly visible to the rest of the world. Because remember, China could easily be buying this stuff in private, but they're not. Because
so the reason why they're doing it publicly, so you can know how much money how much gold they're holding, what their values are. So they're being transparent, and by being transparent, people like that, and then countries tend to have a little bit more favorability with people that are more transparent, or countries that are more transparent with them, and where their money's going, what's happening, and what do you actually hold, right? So, yeah.
What that does is it telegraphs to all the other countries that, hey, look at all the gold we've got. We could now get off of U.S. treasuries. That gives us the ability to get off of dollars. You can actually see this trend on a way bigger scale here in this chart. According to Luke Rahman, in just a couple of months, gold's share of reserves on the balance sheet will surpass U.S. treasuries. Again, just to prove the point even more, on an even longer time horizon, you can see the same thing has been happening. The dollar's share of global reserves have been falling to the lowest levels in decades. By the way, officially, the People's Bank of China reports that they have about 2,300 tons of gold or so. But the real number is probably way higher. Places like Bloomberg Economics and JP Morgan and the World Gold Council estimate that China probably controls closer to 3,500 to 5,000 tons when you include the gold held by state banks and sovereign funds that aren't really publicly disclosed. Okay, so hopefully I've established the point that dollar ownership is going down, gold ownership is going up. But there was another major breakthrough that happened to gold that not a lot of people know about, which is that in July of this year, it became what's called a Basel III Tier 1 asset. So here's exactly what that means. This is where it gets really interesting. But before I explain that, here's what I'm doing to personally keep stacking.
So, all right, guys, you hearing all this, right? Don't think the U.S. is not doing their thing. In the background, there's things that's happening, that's going to happen, that's going to make this seems like, and so what? Go ahead. Look what we have. And that is going to be something big, right? So let me pin off to me real quick. You guys can watch the rest. You guys can watch the rest later on. But yeah, so oh man, I'm like, look, the US eventually is gonna move to digital currency. Digital currency. All this is it's gonna seem like nothing, because at the end of the day, they have been a superpower for a reason, and there's a lot of things that's going on in the background that a lot of us are not privy to, but they're allowing us to know little by little. And oh man, it's gonna be overnight. Digital currency. And that's what's coming. Every country is doing their best to catch up. Every country is doing their best to get a hold. Like, banks are being told, hey, let's go, let's move, right? So when that happens, I'm gonna do another review and then put everything side by side. But here's the thing. No matter what countries decide to do, it's always good to have your eggs in more than one basket. In other words, your money in more than one places, right? Because if anything happens with one, the other one will still keep you afloat. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they're just gonna just settle for just China. I don't think they're just gonna settle for BRICS nation or just the U.S. Countries are smart. Some countries are very smart. They will invest in multiple locations, multiple places, and eventually they're gonna come out as the victor, because hey, the customer's always right. So it is what it is. All right. Now, I'm not trying to say too much because I don't want to invest too much time into this, but digital currency is coming, and that's gonna be a major change. That's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. All right. All right. Like, subscribe, Levi Apparel. Appreciate you guys. All right, hold on. Let me see if I pick up a call real quick. Give me a minute, guys. All right, give me a second. Bam. All right. I'm back. I was muted, so that's why you didn't hear me. All right. So I was talking to one of the most important men in my life, right? No Diddy. That was my dad. So he's actually watching. You know what? Let's give Dad an applause. Let's give him an applause. Thank you, Dad. All right, cool. So with this next one, all right. So this next one's gonna be a doozy. You're gonna like it. All right. So this one is basically explaining basic financial concepts you should understand, right? So a lot of times, you know, we're here and we're paying our money, but just by hearing just subtle things, it helps us build, it helps us grow, and understand how to better conduct ourselves as far as like money. So with all that said, well, let's go to the video. Let me not make myself too big. Yeah. That's good enough. All right. So hold on 1 second. Let me go to. Give me a second. I gotta set it up. All right. Hold on. Okay. So, as you are here, let me give you an applause for staying with me. All right. There's a lot happening in the financial world. A lot of us are going through a lot financially, some even mentally. So I thought maybe I might bring this to you guys. Again, I do reviews here, and also I'm gonna change the channel back to its original content. One second. Yeah, so we're gonna go back to its original content. I will be changing the logo, because I just realized I can record here, save it, and then send it over to my other channel so you guys can enjoy. So either way, we able to grow, right? So eventually, when I'm talking about stuff for my other channel, I will have a shirt, because my original channel with just me, I want to be more professional. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more professional. Excuse me. With this one, I want it to be a little bit more relaxed, because I make shirts, I'm relaxed, you know? So, with that said, let's get started. Let's go to the other. Bam. All right. So, now let's talk about finance. Money. Life is about money. Let's go.
Social Security, Medicare. This is the modern ritual of giving away a chunk of your money to invisible forces, and they expect you to say...
Hold on, give me a second. Let's go back.
Federal income tax, state tax, Social Security, Medicare. This is the modern ritual of giving away a chunk of your money to invisible forces, and they expect you to say thank you. Here's the deal. Taxes are the cost of civilization. You pay, the government builds roads, funds schools, makes sure your favorite taco truck isn't infested with rats, and sends billion-dollar missiles to places you've never been. But there are different types of taxes. Income tax, which hits the money you make. Sales tax, which hits the money you spend. Capital gains tax, which hits the money your investments made while you were asleep. The government takes a little bit of every dollar. Nearly everyone also pays Social Security tax and Medicare tax. Basically, Social Security tax is like the government forcing you to save for your retirement. They force you to save money now, and you get it paid back to you over time when you retire. Medicare, however, is a health insurance tax that goes to supporting older people or people with serious health issues.
Now, hold on. I think this is too loud. Hold on one second. Hold on. Let me put it down a little bit. I'm just realizing. Give me a quick second. Quick second. I gotta say something about this because at the end of the day, okay. So, although all these things they're making it seem like gloom and doom, Medicare, Medicaid actually helps the elderly, which is good because if somebody's retired, they get a leg up. They're able to have something, especially if it's somebody that hasn't been working for a long time, you have to be working for a certain amount of time to be able to get it. But you have to be age appropriate. You have to have work status in order. And you actually have to start from the beginning on building your Social Security. So in Social Security, there's a thing where you have to. So basically, go online, go to your Social Security account, right? If you're in the U.S. Once you get there, there's a section that lets you know how my tongue, it's messing up the word. How approved you are based on how long you've been giving to the system as far as Social Security, right? So after you've been giving to Social Security and all that stuff, there's points. I think it's like 40 points. It's counted by tens. And if all those bars are filled, by the time you retire, you are all set. You get your, Medicare, Medicaid, and all that stuff, and Social Security, and all the things that you need, right? Now there is an age limit. I think 65 for some, and 67, I think, for my age range, to be able to qualify for some of those things. Now, these are all good things. The problem is a lot of people have these things and, they're just living their lives. It's good to start businesses. It's good to invest. It's good to do things with it so you can actually have growth. So now this video talks about a lot of loom and doom, like how people just work and it's a rat race. And at the end of the day, like, you don't save money. It all depends on you. If you're smart while you're working, right? Have a YouTube channel. Talk about what's going on in the world, right? If you're smart while you're working, right? Start yourself a little side gig where, if you like hats, you make logos on hats, or you just buy hats and you sell them, right? Eventually what happens is by the time you retire, you'll have a hobby. And a lot of times people that retire early, or people who retire, when they're sitting there and they're doing nothing, the body starts to, I think the word is degenerate, right? It starts to, you start to feel aches, pains, because your joints are used to movements. And when you're not doing a lot of movements, it's going to be hard. Right? Let's go back.
Comes filing your taxes. Oh boy, the government knows how much you owe, but it makes you guess. How cool. If you're right, no worries. But if you're wrong, you're cooked. When it comes to actually paying taxes, some people pay every few months. Some people pay yearly. And then there's those people that don't pay at all and end up in documentaries. I get that taxes are annoying, but it's not all bad. Countries with higher tax rates generally have a higher quality of life all round. Banks. So, you walk into a bank, hand the cashier your money, they count it, smile, and tell you it will be added to your account. You walk out and think, great, now it's sitting in a vault somewhere, being guarded by a dragon. But in reality, that money's already gone. Most people think of banks like a big safe with only one job, guarding people's money. But in reality, they are just a middleman, or a matchmaker for financial transaction. When you deposited that $1,000, the bank took $900 of it and gave it to someone who wants to buy a jet ski. That system is called fractional reserve bank.
Okay, again. This makes this seem bad. Fractional reserve banking, right? It's a system. So apparently this video, I gotta choose wiser, right? It's showing you that, oh my God, this is horrible. The system is horrible. The system is not that bad. Fractional reserve banking actually helps the community, right? So if you want a credit card, most credit card companies go to banks, they get money, then they lend it to other people, and those people pay with interest. Meanwhile, the bank is collecting interest on them. They just double it and have you pay for the interest that they would be paying, but they give you money. Now, it's up to you what you want to do with that money, right? You could use it for good, or you could just waste it and then end up in, having a bad credit report, right? So all these are good things to help you out. It's not that bad. Don't let it be all doom and gloom, because at the end of the day, these are things that's going to help you. These are things that's going to help you. But guess what? You can do the reverse. So when a bank takes your money, right? They take your money. As they take that money and they go to give it to somebody else to borrow, you can do something that's smart. When you're putting the money in the bank of your choice, as you start to put more and more money, that bank starts to like you because you're adding to their pocket. Because I think for every dollar you put, it's at least $9 or $10 for them. Why? Because they take that fractional difference and they lend it to people. People pay back with interest, or companies pay back with interest. They make their money, and then they give you a small percentage, right? Now, if you're smart, what you do is this. You come in with a big amount of money. You drop it in the bank, right? Then you go to the bank and you ask the bank for a loan. The bank's going to ask, hey, what do you have? I just dropped 10K or whatever amount you have in there. I can back it up. So now what they do is they say, okay, well, you have assets. You got money in the bank. You might have a house, a car, whatever that creates assets for you. Now the bank says, okay, cool. They give you, or even if you have investments, crypto, regular money, whatever, stocks. Now the bank will give you out a loan, and you can use that loan to start a business. You can use that loan to buy a house. You can use that loan to do things that's legal, right? Some people take it and invest with it. Don't do that, guys. Don't lose your money, right? If you're gonna do something with it, do something that would help you grow. That would help you grow. So fractional reserve banking is not that bad if you understand it and if you're able to utilize it correctly. All right.
Which basically relies on the idea that they only actually need to keep a fraction of the money on hand, because not everyone is going to show up at the same time asking to withdraw 100% of their account. That is, unless it's 2008, of course, when people lined up to withdraw the entirety of their account, which caused the entire system to crumble. Banks make money by lending your money at a higher interest rate than they are giving you. That's really it.
So on the other side, you don't see it's the same exact guy. He put the money in, and then he's getting the money as interest, right? A small percentage. Why is he getting that small percentage? Because like I said earlier, the bank loaned his money to somebody else, and when those people paid, or those companies paid, the difference the bank kept the big difference, and then the rest was given to the people as a small percentage of interest to increase their money, right?
You're the supply of money, and the person borrowing is the demand. The banks entice you to deposit your money because of a few reasons.
Let's go back and look at that again, because this illustration said exactly what I was talking about. Right? Okay. So, give me a second. I'm trying to get my thoughts. So, where's my mouse? All right. Bam, there we go. Where the mouse is, right here. Let's say this is you. You give the money to the teller. The teller takes the money. And then, guess what? You can come back and ask for a loan, a credit card, right? They're going to take your money and give it back to you. And as they're giving it back to you, you pay back with interest. That interest is what the bank basically charge you for taking out the money. Then the bank take that money the interest that you've paid off, and then they come back and give you a small percentage of that. And then you can do it over and over and over again, right? So that's you taking out a loan from the bank. That's exactly how it looks like if you're doing this smart.
The banks entice you to deposit your money because of a few reasons. It's much easier and more convenient to spend on a card or transfer than...
Okay. this guy, this illustration, he should have had a smile on his face. Now, why? With a credit card, if he does it correctly, he can utilize the credit card to do market, right? And pay that right back before they charge him interest. So at the end of the day, he's not losing. He's growing his credit, and as he's growing his credit, the people his credit line can increase. So that's the smart thing to do, right? And also, a lot of people don't realize, and I'm about to do that same process right now. You can actually, when you open a credit card, you can actually have it direct deposit money into the credit card, right? Not all your check, like a portion of it. Let's say you buy groceries daily, like $300. You can take $300 from your paycheck that you already pay, open a credit card, have that credit card be paid $300 weekly. So as soon as you use the credit card for that week, that money's already coming in, and it's a continuous cycle. And if you do it correctly, and you never in the hole, meaning that you never owe the money because the money's immediately replaced, they just gonna keep increasing your line, where you win, right? So what this character is doing, using a credit card to do market, this is smart. But you have to do it correctly, or else if you do it incorrectly, you're just gonna owe money, and then your credit's gonna be bad.
Carrying around cash all the time. They are literally paying you to hold your money with them in the form of interest. It is much safer to keep your money in a bank than in a shoebox in your room. In the US,
Exactly. That's something I like. They said it's better keep it in the bank than in a shoebox, especially since pretty soon, like I said earlier, we are about to go to a digital era. And when we go to that digital era, that money you got in that shoebox, it needs to go to the bank and be accounted for, because if not, whatever you got in there is what you got in there.
Most banks are insured up to $250,000 per person, meaning no matter what, the government assures you that your money, up to $250K, is safe. Interest. Imagine you borrow $1,000. You have to pay back $1,280. Why? Because of interest. Interest is money's way of charging rent to exist in someone else's hands. When you borrow, interest is the price tag for using someone else's cash. When you lend or save, interest is the reward for being patient and boring. There are two main types. Simple interest is like, here's a flat fee, thanks for playing. Compound interest is, every dollar I gave you now has clones, and they also want rent. Let's say you owe 20% interest on a credit card. You miss a payment. Now your interest is earning interest. Soon, your $12 burrito turns into a $50 regret. On the flip side, investing at 7% annual compound interest, that's your money duplicating itself like a cheat code. $100 becomes $200, then $400. Then one day you wake up and you're old, rich, and...
Nice. I like this one. That's what I'm talking about. Guys, interest, compound interest, it's all how you look at it. Because if you look at it as, oh my God, they taking my money, then learn the game and play the game, right? Come on.
A little smug about it. This is why interest is the silent engine behind both wealth and debt. In loans, it's the slow burn that turns small mistakes into financial fires. In investments, it's the time bomb that turns small gains into massive wins. So what's the hack? If you're paying interest, kill it fast. If you're earning interest, let it sit, feed it, and give it time. Interest is either your...
So if you... I remember I used to do this a long time ago. This is one of the reasons why I learned to love banks, because I couldn't believe it. So back in 2000, early 2000, they gave like 2% on your... what's that thing called? Was it 2 or 7%? I don't know. It was a big percentage compared to now. So I had money, and I was working. I was young, right? I'm like 16, 17. So now, as I'm accumulating money, and I didn't have rent and stuff I had to pay. I only paid for... No, I was like 18. Was it? Yeah, I was 18. Yeah, at the time, I didn't really have rent and stuff like that to pay. It was more like, I I think I was in a room or whatever, room boarding, whatever. And as I'm sitting there working, OT, making money, right? I started putting it in the bank. As I'm putting it in the bank, the bankers were like, hey, come here, kid. So I came over and the banker said, hey, why don't you put your money in a CD? I'm like, why? He said, because you have a couple thousands here. Put it in a CD. It'll grow interest, and that interest will pay you, and you can continue on. So I'm like, what do you mean? So they sat me down. They said, okay, cool. Let's take the money and let's put it in this. So I said, okay, cool. They said, come back in about a month. I came back in about a month. The money I had sitting there, it earned me $50. I said, what? So every month this thing can earn me $50? They said, yeah, just leave it and it's just going to keep growing. If you take, so with a CD, you can take out the interest, right? And leave the residual. The residual is the money you put in. The interest is the money you earned from the money sitting there. So your $1,000, couple thousand, whatever you have sitting there, is being lended to somebody and they give you a higher rate of interest, as opposed to you just leaving it on like a credit checking account or like a savings account. The interest is going to be a lot smaller on those because it's not doing anything, right? The CD is basically you putting, it's a lot more. The startup rate is a lot higher, so they are more they're happier to take your money and give you a bigger amount of interest, right? So you make money, they make money, they're making more money, but it is what it is. So this is one of the reasons why I learned to love interest, because if you know how to use it correctly, it can help you. If you don't, it can destroy you.
Worst enemy or your best unpaid employee. The choice is in who's collecting it. Inflation. Okay, so you bought a bag of chips. Open it up, and it looks like it's already been half eaten. You check what you paid, 30% higher than last time. Then you realize you've just been hit by inflation. Inflation is what happens when money slowly gets less valuable over time. Not overnight, not with fireworks, just a slow erosion.
Okay, another one that can be your enemy or your friend. So inflation. Start a hobby, right? A hobby could just be like you growing potatoes or you growing tomatoes, right? You then take those tomatoes, you go to a friend and you say, hey, would you like a tomato? They say, yeah. You give them the tomato or potato, whatever you grew, and they tend to want to compensate you. So as they're compensating you, what they do is they give you money to say thank you, right? Then you take that hobby and you make more potatoes. As you start to make more potatoes or tomatoes and you're selling it, now you have yourself a gig, right? A hobby, something that makes you a little bit more money. Now, let's say you decide to sell the potato for, I don't know, $1. Then you go to the market, you know what I mean? Because you're about to make something and you're like, you know what? I have those potatoes to be sold. I'm not going to use it. And you take let's say you made $10. You take your $10 to the market. You're like, let me get some tomatoes. Or let me see how much they sell their tomatoes for. You go to a market, you're selling yours for $1. They're selling theirs for like last month or 2 months ago for like $2, and now it's like $3. Now, based on the inflation, you can increase your price. So inflation can be your friend or it could be your enemy. If you're the one on the other hand buying, inflation is your enemy. But if you're the one selling, inflation can be your friend. At the end of the day, you're pretty much increasing the amount you paid because your effort and maybe the materials might cost more. But if you calculate correctly, you can make a lot more money. Right? So yeah, so that's pretty much it when it comes to inflation. But yeah, let's go. Let's see more.
$5 bill, still technically $5, but it buys less instant noodles, less gas, and doesn't actually have as much value as it did before. So what actually causes it? Sometimes people just have too much money. Everyone's got cash, and they all want to spend it on the same stuff. Let's say 2,000 people want this $500 TV. but the business only has 1,000 TVs for sale. So the business goes, oh, everyone wants this TV? That'll be $800 now. Sometimes it's supply chains with hiccups or problems, making the cost of producing a good or service more expensive, meaning the cost of that good or service must rise. Or sometimes, just cause. Expectations can cause inflation. If people think prices are rising, they'll spend more now, driving prices up faster. It's a self-fulfilling economic prophecy. A little inflation is normal, even good.
Oh, what's going on?
That's fine.
Yo, my guys here, Green Energy Gem, I appreciate you. What's going on? What's going on? Embellished, LOL. Sir. All right, let's go.
Predictable. But if it spikes, savings die, wages lag. The government tries to fight inflation when this occurs, by raising interest rates. When the government raises interest rates, people are paying more interest, or it's more expensive to get a loan, meaning they have less money to spend on things like TVs. This causes a reduction in the amount of spending, pretty much cooling off the economy. Recessions. A recession is when the economy decreases for at least 2 quarters, or 6 months in simple terms. One day you're fine, you've got a job, bills are paid, you might even be planning a trip with the family, but suddenly there's layoffs, the stock market's only going down. In a recession, jobs vanish, companies cut costs, and everyone saves their money for necessities instead of buying things they don't need.
Yeah, recessions. Oh. Hey, this is why it's good to always have more than one things going on, because recessions are bad. But yeah, with that said, I think I'm gonna end it here because my alarm is saying it's time to go. Yes, guys, I put an alarm for myself because, you know, brother man loves to talk to you, and I can't keep talking. I gotta go. I gotta go. Like, subscribe, Levi Apparel. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Give me a second. All right, so what time is it? Oh, 4:00. Yikes. All right, so another day. All right, let me just give you guys like an update on what's going on. So I purchased something. It wasn't much. It was like how much was it? I think it was like $20. So I have my 3D laser engraver, or my laser engraver, and I purchased like a camera. Now the reason why I purchased the camera, so this is segueing into this original channel, right? This original channel. And the reason why I purchased the camera is because it's connected to Lightburn. So whenever you're doing laser engraving, you have to take an image, you have to resize it and do all this stuff to it. But with a laser engraver camera, you can just pick an image based on where the camera is looking at. You can take the camera and put the image where you want it to, and the laser will engrave wherever the image is. It will engrave the image wherever it is, right? So with that said, it's supposed to help grow the screen printing process, make it a little bit better. I have a lot of tutorials I gotta do, so I'm just getting things prepped and ready for you guys. I thought I was ready, I thought I was all set, but apparently I am not. So with that said, I was like, you know what, let me go and get this item because it's gonna complement my laser engraver, and you know, next thing you know, I'll be able to get some stuff going, right? What else? Next, screen printing is good to go. But again, you know, we need the laser engraver. So I'm trying to do laser engraved screen printing and also HTV vinyl. my current studio slash set is not really all that equipped for water, even though I can put it in there, but I don't want to put too much in here, and I want to focus on, like, just being able to just do things, not have to worry about, plumbing or whatever, right? So at the end of the day, ACV vinyl and laser engraving is the way to go, because I'm not wasting money on water, on buying water, yeah, I'm good. Next, screen printing, sublimation. I actually had a job to do for sublimation. I came here, I started, but because I keep starting a little later than usual, golly, I'm looking at time right now, I'm like, yo, I gotta go. Because I started a little later than usual, it doesn't really help all that much. So I can't. This is what's happening. I'm trying to do the podcast for you guys, right? And then after doing the podcast, I'm trying to see if I can go to the other side and do, t-shirt stuff. Some people like my channel because they like watching t-shirt custom design. Now, why did I pivot to doing reviews and stuff like that? I notice when I'm watching reviews, channels, a lot of people are liking, a lot of people are subscribing. So I'm like, yeah, I'm capitalizing on this. Come on, right? So whether you like it or not, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. However, I am gonna be talking more and more about t-shirts. Now, I have to take the laptop here and bring it over there. I did a setup so I can actually get things going, as far as like being able to transition from the office setting to now the shop setting. So that's gonna happen. I'm hoping tomorrow. I would love it to be tonight, but when I'm done with work, I'm so tired. So, because the way it's supposed to go is this, right? In the morning, I do the reviews, I get things ready. At night, I'm supposed to do things like make designs for shirts, get the shirts designs ready to go. In the morning, I make it. When I'm doing my reviews, or I'm doing stuff like a live, usually I want to do it like, when it's for t-shirt stuff, I want to do it in the t-shirt area. When it's for regular lives and reviews, I want to do it here in the office setting. But because I'm lack for time, I'm able to do certain things. I'm not able to do certain things. So I'm trying. So anyways, this was a rant. The background, I have to change it. And also, I'm getting things ready for you guys. I was supposed to do the tutorials and stuff like that, but starting last Sunday to be today. No, this Sunday to be today. But this week, yeah, I had so many appointments, couldn't do it. So yeah, so things are happening, and we're gonna move forward, and we're gonna succeed. Eventually, we're gonna get there. Tutorials and lives over here for more like, reviews like what I just did. Custom design, settings, DIYs is gonna be in the other area. I'm gonna do it live and also screenshot it. Is it screen record, just like I'm doing now, so I can be able to give you guys more and more content. So pretty soon you're gonna have so much content, you're not gonna know what to do with it, right? So hang on, hold on. That was your update. Like, subscribe, Levi Apparel. I'm out. More is coming. Keep watching. More is coming. If you're not here, how you gonna know? Come on, guys. Like, subscribe, Levi Apparel. Oh, let me give you guys an applause. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Today was pretty good. It was pretty good.